Hey YouTube, I know this team, you've seen variations of it before. Don't worry, this is one of my last times doing it. I've got the 6 that I think I'm going to bring to Toronto in a week and a half. So you're going to get some more new Pokemon coming through. Like I built up an Emolga, so you're going to see a Emolga showcase tomorrow. And other Pokemon that aren't just these sort of mismatch of like the top 10 to 12 that I've thought about bringing to regional. But for regionals, this was a potentially a combo that I was going to bring. Superior obviously is super strong in this meta. Carbink, everything, all three of these are strong in this meta. It's basically a balanced team, right? You have Superior weak to flying and weak to fire, and Carbink as a rock throw user is going to do that, deal with that. Carbink is weak to grass and water and ground, so Superior, right, cover each other's weaknesses very well, and Umbreon is a safe swap. So the team works because it is very balanced, very tanky Pokemon, mixture of tanky Pokemon that also, like the Frenzy Plant Superior, you can definitely grab shields there. Rock Throw and Rock Slide and Moonblast eventually gets overpowered. Umbreon is more just sort of spammy and taking its own rights as and decent as a safe swap. So that is the team. I forget the lead there, but we're on a Skeletor Cheer. Basically, I'm just going to farm down this, come out with a ton of energy, down a shield, but that's okay. Oh yeah, it was a Tapu on the lead, which I won lead. So they are going to try and probably farm me as much as they can, but this is where Zoom rolls, not Zoom roll. Umbreon is just so tanky. Yes, Water Gun's just like neutral, but I've already got 2 off. They have to throw a Surf, else I'm going to get to a 3rd, and then I'm going to force a shield from them. So they kind of have to throw, which means that they're drawing energy. Superiors can just farm. Out comes Stabilize. This is just a hard counter matchup. I just bait. There's no way they're not going to shield this. And then I could probably just come Carbink after and just farm. Try and catch. Yeah, I was going to maybe try and catch a foul play there, but does not matter. They're going to need 2 returns plus a bunch of claws adding up here. So there's 1. Yeah, return is resisted too. But it's better than to throw a foul play there. Togedemaru, love to see it, even if I'm not using it. Unfortunately for them, I also know how to play against my one of my Pokemon here. Basically, just wait. They have Gyro Ball. I remember this. I was like, interesting. Should I run Gyro Ball when I do it? But no, you should not. But because it is so glassy, I can basically go back to back. But yeah, they will charge up much faster because it only takes like 5 to get to a wild charge, maybe like 6 to get to a Gyro Ball. Sableye comes in. So I'm going to just either chip Huge Cheer or grab a shield, farm, do the exact same thing. Coming out with Umbreon instead of Carbink. Why am I doing that? I think it's because I read it in the moment. Or did I misclick here? What was the lead? The lead was Togedemaru. Yes, I think that's why. I think it's because I read a fighter in the back. But Umbreon should do okay. Again, Carbink at least takes neutral to fighting, and Umbreon takes super effective against fighting. So they catch on Togedemaru, which is fine. Like I'm reading something like a Medi or something in the back. And it is a Pelipper, so kind of got lucky there. I guess they would be double weak to Fairy if it was Sableye. Although I've run the Sableye Metachamp Core before. Yes, you're gonna have problems with fairies, but if you don't see a fairy, you're just gonna. It's such a strong core that those two outside of just getting hit by fairy. And I guess there's gonna be Pokemon now like Mandibuzz that will deal with that too. Okay, Superior against Venusaur, tricky-ish matchup. I mean, you get to Air Laces quick, yes. Let's see if I go Frenzy. I don't need to go Frenzy. I think I do because it's now just... Well, what I didn't want... What am I doing? Trying to grab a shield here? I think I'm trying to grab a shield before I come in with Umbreon and start foul playing. But they go very slowly. I mean, they let both go. Which is interesting, just absorbing the move here. Because this is not like a Medi, which is neutral. This would be super effective. They are going to ride. I'm guessing they're going to let this go. And then just try and go Venusaur as a sweep here. but I also have 2 shields. So I'm also going to let this go. So now we come Vine Whip. And now it's a race to a certain extent. They did catch and I wasted a bunch of energy. So the problem is I think they can probably outpace me here. I will get a couple aerial aces off. But I think they can outpace me to the 3rd or 4th move here. And I'm in frenzy range now because Shadow Venusaur is going to hit like a truck. So I'm going to let the first one go, assuming that it's going to... So I'm not quite. That's what... now I'm probably going to have to... no, I might just go double rock throw and shield everything up. Because super effective, but their Shadow, I'm hoping I can farm down all the way, double shield. If I can double shield, then maybe I can just go rock throw all the way. Because they had to dump 2 on my superior. So I'm thinking that they're dry. Get 1 move off. You'll live a Hydro from this range. This is pretty glass. I'm probably able to rock throw all the way down. You can live a Hydro. It's just whether they get to a 3rd Hydro, the next Hydro. I don't think they will. Night Slash is, yeah, resisted. And Pelipper. So not a great... It's not a bad lead. It's not a great lead. Because wing attacks, obviously, super effective. You were doing neutral with the Vine Whips. Frenzy Bent will be neutral, so this will hurt a lot. I expect to shield here. And now it's a bait game, right? I don't think they're going to go Hurricane. I think they're just going to go double Weather Ball. And that's why I go down. Okay, so I go down. Carbon comes in. They have a Gligar. So I'm probably just going to shield up 1 dig. Probably throw a Rock Slide and then maybe get into Umbreon. Or I can stay in here. Double shield the dig. Let's see which way. Let's see how I play it. I think the smart thing would just be to go into the Umbreon. But it doesn't look like I'm doing it. Okay, good catch. I was about to say, I think that's a smarter move is to go into the Umbreon here. My only worry is that with a Pelipper on the front... No, with the Pelipper and Gligar, they're going to need something for like a... They're going to need like a Medi. Yeah, 100%. They're going to need a Medi too. Because they have a flyer. You have 2 flyers, but one's ground, so it can hit steel. But Pelipper is obviously going to have a little bit of problem with steel. So you're going to need a second answer to steel. So Medi in the back makes sense. Chip here, which is great. They will get to... Oh, Umbreon is so tanky. So tanky, Umbreon. I mean, they will have like a Dynamic Punch or Psychic. They're going to be close to 2 is the problem. So it is a Psychic. Again, doesn't do a ton. I'm just going to throw here because they're almost at a second move. So if they want to get that move off, I'm going to force them to shield here. And they don't. But now, Pelipper's already at a Weather Ball. They're going to get to a second Weather Ball for sure. I don't think a second Weather Ball takes out, but they still have Gligar left over, which now gets to move. Yeah, that's the problem with Carbink, right? It's so slow on the charge. Wait, you're super bulky, but you're slow on these charges. And Pelipper, Gligar, those things spam pretty quickly. So this is obviously a great matchup. Like a great matchup, but it's a pretty good matchup because it's going to take 3 Rock Slides to take you out from this range. And it'll only take 2 Frenzies. So you will get to the 2 Frenzies before they get to the 3 Rock Slides. So now the question is, do they try and catch? Do you just CMP? Do you just throw it right on thing? It's just up to you how you want to play it. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 would be CMP. So I tried to go right on the CMP, 15. So I got some energy. Now comes a Ninetales, and this is why Umbreon is just generally super safe, super bulky, super spammy. Get out of there. I've got a super great answer for Ninetales in the back here with Carbink if they decide to bank this and like get out. Or if they throw 2, maybe I shield 1, maybe I don't. Like, Overheat. Ember with Overheat. I love it. I love to see it. So get the second foul play off. There we go. They may try and farm down, but they lowered their attack with the Overheat. Now I'm super low, so now it's just coming in Carbink. I'm going to let the switch timer go a little bit because I don't want to get switch lock potentially here. And it is a Lantern, a Water Gun Lantern. It's going to be tight here because I think they can probably Water Gun me down here. The good news is I have it is Water Gun, which is super effective against Carbink. I am tanky. I mentioned in my Spark versus Water Gun video, Water Gun obviously does super effective here, but it is a little slower on energy generation. So having 2 shields here is good because I doubt that they get to a third one. But again, they are doing super effective though. Moonblast is always the better move if you can get to it. So throw it here. I should be able to rock throw down before they get to a move because again, Water Gun is just a little slower. And then yeah, Ninetales has absolutely no shot. It's going to get lit up. So Gray Lead, they're going to get out into Registeel. This team doesn't have an answer for Registeel. Yeah, I remember this matchup. I'm like, oh yeah, this team is very, very bad against Reggie. So I'm probably going to stay in here, chip with Frenzy, take a move, and then go to Umbreon. As long as I get this low enough, I think Umbreon can take it from here sort of thing. Like I can live one Focus Blast. I took it Frenzy low enough that I should be able to keep like switch here. Probably have to use a shield, but I should be able to keep switch. Let's see if I just use the shield right away or not. Yeah, I do use this shield right away. I need to use one. Obviously that foul play did nothing to a Reggie. So I'm going to need 2 more from this range. Plus if they shield, 3 more. But I'll live a Focus Blast. And because they throw it here, I think I try and go for the super aggressive farm down. Thinking that I can get Snarl down before they get to a move. I thought about it in the moment, and now I have to shield. I'm so dumb. I should count. I should count. And this game's already over. There's no way I'm recovering from this. They farm down, or they don't farm down. They probably get to 2 moves, 1 Hydro, bank a Hydro, 2 shield, whatever's in the back to win. I expect it here. Yeah. And they can either throw it right at the Superior and chip it, depending what they have in the back, or just instant swap and come in with whatever's in the back. There's the instant swap. It is a freaking Charizard. Talk about the one thing I can see to actually have a shot here. Blast Burn resisted. Still hurts, obviously. Blast Burn really hurts. Always time. Oh, just deletes the Charizard. I have a move here. I'm waiting for Moonblast because Moonblast has a chance to lower the attack. Is that true? Does Moonblast have a chance to lower the attack, or did I just throw for that for no reason? And I snipe anyway. I do win. Yeah, Moonblast. 10% chance. It's only a 10% chance? Okay. 10% chance of lowering your opponent's attack by 1. And I think that's what, in the moment, that is what I thought about doing, is lowering their attack by 1. But do manage to combo play it anyways. In this matchup, I feel like they're going to outpace me now. Maybe I feel like I can get to the second one, but it won't matter. So I'm going to bank it. And this is the problem with Carbink. It's great as a closer. It's not good as a safe swap. I probably should have come in, especially when they're weak to rock. Like, this is a pretty dumb come in here. There's your attack fall, so 10% hits. That's resisted. Stone Edge is the right play against me. But even so, they should still quite easily take this because they are doing neutral and I am doing resisted. I think what I'm doing here is just trying to bank energy, quite honestly. I think I'm just trying to get out of here and bank energy. Yeah. I banked all that energy, came into Umbreon. But again, don't really have an answer for this. So this team is definitely lacking against steals. If I were to do something else, and they have a Medicham in the back, so this is pretty rough. I would probably add something that can deal with steals a bit more. So again, most people probably don't have Carbink yet. So if I was going to substitute Carbink, what could deal with steals that also plays well against? I mean, you could do something like Ninetales or Charizard, right? With the Fire Blast or Fire moves, because your Superior will cover your Water weakness and your Rock weakness, essentially. So you could just go Superior and a Fire, or With Umbreon, you can't really use Medi. And that would make you double weak to flying anyways. You got to also cover your flyer weakness a bit. So you could actually go... I was going to say go Registeel. The only problem is that if you go Regi, you're double weak to Fighter. Like, Umbreon and Registeel don't have a terrible matchup against Medi, as long as they don't have like a Power Punch to just ramp up. But yeah. Definitely a little bit of a problem against Steel with this team. They get the move off. I don't even know how much I have left, but they undercharge a bit. And now they come out with a move. I think I have probably one or two. So yeah, Dragonite is a terrible matchup. Umbreon, I'm going straight Carbink. That's so risky. I know why I'm doing it because it's such a hard punish, but you really should be safe swapping Umbreon on this team. I still think that Carbink, even though it can be punished extremely hard, I still think like a ground or steel. No, it won't be a cell. It won't be a. I was gonna just look at its rankings based on like safe swap, but I can't imagine it's anywhere near the top because it can just get so easily. Well, yeah, it's pretty far down here. Umbreon as a safe swap is 78 on PV Poke, and Carbink is 94. Yeah. So switches, yeah, the switches make total sense on PV Poke. So how they rank the definition of switches are the Pokemon that the best Pokemon to switch from unfavorable leads. These Pokemon have safe matchups and can pressure shields or deal heavy damage even in their losses. And that's the thing. So Medicham XL is number one, and I've already mentioned this with like Medicham in the Sableye matchup where you think like, oh, it's so good. Medi will survive a foul play, and with a counter advantage, we'll get to 2 ice punches. So if you are Sableye and you go just foul play, Medi will get a second ice punch off on you and take you down to like the deep red, which is supposed to be a bad matchup, right? And the other Ghost, again, Trevenant's not around much anymore, but super effective ice punches. Flyers, super effective ice punches. So that's why Medi's definitely safe. Lickitung's number 2. Gligar now with the Aerial Ace Dig is super covered. Sableye, like these are not surprising safe swaps here. But I'm hoping you watched the battle because I did manage to flip this all around. Did enough damage to take this low enough. Holy smokes, that is now just like aerial. I mean, even like Fine Whip down. Holy smokes, Aerial Ace. I think they superpower me here if I remember, but it does a lot because it's a Dragonite, Shadow Dragonite, but not enough to take out because Spirit is tanky. So we'll take that one for the win. That was the last. Yeah, I remember putting that as the last matchup, so that's the last matchup. Oh yeah, and I'm showcasing them because it was 5-0. Like this team did work. There's a 5-0. I think it's not this team, it's the next team. So the one you're going to see this afternoon, or I may showcase the other one this afternoon to break it up. So it's either this afternoon or tomorrow morning is the one that got me to 2880. So everyone that I've showcased over the past week, plus the one more of mine, I'm showcasing someone else's as well. Got me to 2880. I have lost a bunch since, and now I'm just gonna, again, I've been trying to play Pokemon that I want to use in the Toronto Regional. I'm going to now just kind of use other Pokemon that I think I can just grind more with that I don't have to use for regionals. Starting with the Molga, I wanted to try it out because I just built it up for a tournament, so I'm like, might as well showcase it since I haven't used it yet ever, so I want to see how it works. So stay tuned for that. And then yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.